Hi guys, welcome to another update for my Thunderbolt Sherman group build entry. Uh, you may recall that the Sherman, when you last saw it, was painted the olive drab and had some weathering done and things like that. But there was still plenty to do. As you can see, the camo pattern has been added to it now, and I've tried to get some mud on the tracks and things like that. The driver's hatch has still got to be added to it, and I need a couple of figures, one for the commander at the top of the turret and one for the driver sticking his head out as well. So this is how I saw the diorama for this. You've got American infantry moving along the road with the Sherman moving in between them, and this AirSat M10 that I've had issues with the tracks. This is where I basically planned for it to be, so the Americans passing it. Now the camo pattern for the Sherman is based on a photograph. Basically I just put in Google excuse me, Sherman in Ardennes or something, and there is one photograph of a Sherman tank with this similar camo pattern, and again it's moving down a road with I don't know, it's the 76th Infantry Division moving along with it. So that's the one part of the dior. The other part is a photograph of an AirSat M10 which has been knocked out, and I don't know whether you can see, I forgot to pick up a pointer, but the drive sprocket here has been smashed. And what I noticed about that M10 was that the track, basically this had continued to move forward, and I think what must have happened, because it had lost its track, it had veered into the verge area and basically ploughed into the slope of the verge, because it had basically gone that way because the track was biting, obviously, because that one was still rotating, yeah. And this track on this side was lying out behind it. So because the tracks on this are broken, what I'm going to try and do is just get it to work across the top of here, and obviously all the road wheels, but then it'll be sagging down and lying from the back along there. I have had another issue with this kit which is really annoying. I've lost the idler wheel at the back on this side, so it's quite handy that it's embedded in the embankment. What I've managed to do is use one of the additional idler wheels off this Sherman, because you got two different types. So I've put that on the back of there just so I can get the track to go around the back of that. So the plan is, with the damaged tracks, is that I may only have to try and get some to work on the rear and front of this side, and then just lie across and then come down this side. And I'm hoping that some very hot water will allow me to manipulate it a bit, just to get into those positions. The M10's going to have a lot of snow on it, or snow effect I should say. It's been there for a while, so it's managed to be weathered, if you like, a lot more than the other stuff. All this road's going to be muddy. There's going to be broken branches and the such like along this section here as well, just to give it a bit more effect. And as I mentioned before, I've got some conifer trees that I'm going to be putting alongside here. Now I have these wonderful visions for dioramas, but I can never produce a decent, well, I'm always disappointed, shall I put it that way, in the end result of my dioramas. The ones that I've done for the Grossdeutschen so far, as you've noticed, they're far too clean, they're far too neat. I I just struggle to do dioramas, but I'm going to give it a go. And it's down to a few people on YouTube who have basically persuaded me to do this kind of thing. Before, I would just build the Sherman, and that would be it. Like a lot of the other stuff I've got, just a single vehicle, build the model and put it on the shelf. But I quite like this telling a story, or showing one or two items off at the same time. Anyway, I'm waffling. That's the idea for the diorama. That's where I am with the Sherman and the M10. And so next time you see this, I'm hoping to have the infantry figures painted, and the M10 progressed at least. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.